Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going deep. We're going to dissect the anatomy of a thriving local economy, and we're doing it by looking at a single snapshot in time from Boulder, Colorado. Have you ever wondered what makes one city's business scene just buzz with energy, while another one kinda stagnates? You know, is it the giant corporations, the scrappy startups, or is it something else entirely? Well, to find some answers, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to treat this collection of news clippings like a time capsule. We're going to use it to piece together the bigger story, the DNA of this one city's economy. All right, let's dive in. So right out of the gate, we see this incredibly powerful engine, high-stakes research and development that's really driving the local economy. This is where the big money is meeting the big ideas. Just look at this number, $658 million. That's the potential payout that a local company, Array Biopharma, could get from the pharma giant Amgen for just one diabetes drug they were developing. I mean, this isn't just a business deal, it's a massive injection of capital, all based on cutting-edge research happening right there. And it's not just a one-off, you see this pattern of major corporate activity everywhere. You've got a satellite imaging leader like Digital Globe merging to create more stability, and then you have a global giant like Nestle investing in a local firm that's tackling Alzheimer's. It just goes to show you this is a mature ecosystem that can both attract and support the major players. But what's really cool is that this high-tech scene isn't just about the corporate giants. No, it's also being fueled by these super creative startups, like Mod Robotics. They got $3 million to make these clever robot building kits for, well, basically everyone, from kids to artists. So you've got innovation happening at both ends of the scale, the huge and the small. Okay, so next up, let's see how that innovation engine connects to businesses that are born directly out of the local culture. This is where a passion for things like the outdoors and wellness becomes a really powerful commercial force. You gotta hear this story. Take a company called Scratch Labs. Their chief operating officer says the company literally started because its founder, who was a coach for pro cyclists, wanted to stop them from throwing up on his shoes. Seriously. It's such a perfect example of how a very specific, very local problem can explode into a global product when you're right at the center of that lifestyle. And get this, they didn't just stop with the drinks. They built an entire brand around performance nutrition. They even co-wrote a best-selling cookbook for athletes. It just shows they had this deep understanding of their customer, and they were smart enough to turn their expertise into a whole other successful product. Now, this focus on an active lifestyle, it creates a whole ecosystem. You can see it in the sheer density of health and wellness businesses that pop up to support it. We're not talking about one or two companies. It's a whole network. For instance, you've got these really established clinics, like this one, which was founded way back in 1979. And then you have these specialized studios that are combining different disciplines, things like rehab and Pilates. And even more laser-focused practices dedicated specifically to spine and sports medicine. When you put them all together, they create this incredible web of expertise that just blankets the entire city. So here's the thing, and this is absolutely crucial. A strong economy isn't just about for-profit companies. It's also about a resilient community fabric, and that fabric is held together by some really strategic nonprofits. Okay, check this out. Look at the First Nations Development Institute. They're a nonprofit that works on strengthening American Indian economies. This chart is just wow. During a massive recession, when pretty much everyone else was contracting, they more than tripled their number of funding sources. So how on earth did they do it? Well, their president had a background in venture capital, and he said they deliberately applied those same principles. They diversified their customer base, in this case their funders, to build resilience. They weren't just planning to survive the recession, they were planning to come out of it stronger. So smart. And you see this theme of community investment everywhere you look. You've got the university hosting events to teach people about new funding models like crowdfunding, and then you have local institutions like Flatirons Bank getting national recognition for being stable and safe while other banks were actually failing. All right, so we've looked at all these different pieces. The high-tech engine, the lifestyle businesses, the nonprofit backbone. So what have we learned? What is the secret sauce here? It's really a mosaic. It's not just one thing. It's this amazing mix of big corporate R&D money, homegrown innovation that's born from pure passion, and this deep community engagement from nonprofits, all supported by a web of small businesses. The key is that they all reinforce each other.
And that kind of leaves us with one final thought for you. If you were to take a snapshot of your own community's business scene, what unique ingredients would you find? You know, the big, the small, and maybe the completely unexpected. What makes your city tick?